Our Hot in Hollywood report. Have you ever been trapped in a love triangle? Well, what if it was between the woman of your dreams and your parents? The new real-life romantic comedy called Meet the Patels. It tackles that in a hilarious way. And joining us now with more, star of the film, Ravi Patel. How are you, Ravi?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
This sounds a little complicated. Tell us about the film.
Well, probably worth mentioning right off the fact that it's not a physical love triangle. It's a spiritual love triangle.
Dad.
So that movie would be amazing.
Mom.
I would not like to be in that movie, but I'm sure it'd be great.
Yeah.
So Meet the Patels, it's a documentary. We're calling it a real-life romantic comedy. And it's about a time in my life. We started making this thing 7 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And it's about a time in my life when I had a white girlfriend that I never told my mom and dad about. And then we broke up, and I got on a plane to go on our annual family trip to India, where mom and dad were freaking out that I wasn't married, which is a thing. In fact, the only thing that they ever talk about. And my sister had just bought a camera. She's filming, and we're having these conversations. And I'm basically telling her, hey, this is crazy how much these guys care about marriage. Also, we're supposed to marry not only an Indian, but a specific kind of Indian, a person who has the same last name as us.
What?
Not incest. Not incest. With Indians, last names tell you where they're from and where we're from. And, you know, it's regional. And so it's cultural. And the whole premise of arranged marriage is that, you know, compatibility is premised in, you know, people coming from the same culture, same socioeconomic, same language, all those things. So that's the point at which the movie starts off, and then next thing you know, I agreed to let mom and dad, when we came back to America, to fly me around the country to go on blind dates with Patel girls. There's this thing called a biodata, which is a matrimonial resume. It's like a work resume, but it's passed around amongst the Patel parents for marriage reasons.
Wow. This is so complicated.
Yeah.
When does this morph from like, let's have a family vacation video to, this would make a fantastic documentary.
So what happened was, on the flight back from India, we had been talking about marriage the entire time, is all they talked about.
That's a long flight.
And I was telling Geeta, 18 hours, you know, and that's only if you're lucky, if you got a direct. I was talking to my sister Geeta on the way back, and I was like, isn't this crazy? I was like, you know what's crazy is I've got this non-Indian girlfriend, and if I go to any of my non-Indian friends and tell them that I haven't told mom and dad about her, I'm judged. I'm considered spineless, which I think is an obvious judgment if you're not Indian.
Wow.
But when I would go to my Indian friends and say, hey, I have this non-Indian girlfriend, the first thing they would say is, whoa, hold on. You didn't tell your parents, did you? Because you don't do that. You don't, and it's crazy. We live in this kind of a dichotomy of cultures where it's so accepted that we don't even talk about it. But every Indian kind of knows this story, even if it's not their own life.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to Geeta how fascinating it was, and I was just kind of interested in doing like funny Michael Moore type film.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll be like the funny journalist. We'll go talk to like a Jewish couple. We'll go talk to, you know, some old Irish couple. We'll talk to Indians. We'll talk about how everyone has these like cultural similarities. And back then it was called 1 in a billion, which implied the kind of statistical improbability of the search for this perfect Indian wife. But eventually the story evolved into something that was about more than just search. It really became about family and why I was keeping the secret for my mom and dad, and that's when it became Meet the Patels.
And the flick has a lot of heart.
That's me, right the way.
I don't mean to be overbearing like your like your parents, but I was looking at your hand to see if there's a ring there. I guess we'll have to watch the movie to find out what happens.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
That's right, Sean. That's right, Sean. Watch the movie.
Yes.
Watch the movie. And all I can say is it's got a great ending.
Ravi, it's great having you, buddy. Congratulations on everything.
Thanks, Sean.
All right,
Good
Meet
talking
the
to you.
Patels. It's in theaters now. Right now, the closest showings are in California, so you can head to the website on your screen, request it here locally, or hop in a car and go down to 15.